while speaking, on his shoulder, it actually grew a group of arms. Then he asked the white wizard to take a look. Who is the owner of the bookstore? Immediately after, a black mist of magic appeared in his hands. Do you think he'll hatch something? White Mist asked doubtfully. Is it a powerful monster? The leader said no. What he's going to hatch will be a true god. Humans are mistaken for gods. The bookstore he runs is surrounded by immortals and demons all day long. And every book here, in their eyes, it's all transformative. An ordinary Chinese dialect, Wenzhou dialect. In the eyes of the boss, it becomes a green devil's language. The content inside. It made this destruction-level powerhouse go crazy. A heartwarming bedtime fairy tale. In the eyes of the boss, he becomes a child of the abyss full of strange breath. Jingjing just touches. Resolved the curse of the magic sword that had plagued him for many years to show respect for the fan. Destruction is almost wild. Even the treasure of his own family. Give it to him, my lord. Dreamcatcher, although it contains an unparalleled beauty, but there is also a huge threat hidden. If it is used by ordinary people, the soul will be shattered in an instant. But the fan thought, he is just an ordinary ornament. Just as he hung the ancient dream net on the bedside, when falling asleep, Wumang.com emits a faint green light. Random the fan dreams. Enter a snowy world by yourself. Here he sees it even more. A beautiful woman covered in snow. The woman has been alone in this dream for tens of thousands of years. It was the first time he had seen someone come in. Therefore, he had a beautiful exchange with the fan. At the same time, the White Wolf organization outside the bookstore, the wizard ghost, he is telling his younger brother, the Black Bear, to find out who the fan is. They want to figure out, why did Wild and the blood of the chicken come out of here? Strength will be greatly improved. But when the shadow enters the interior of the bookstore, but found that there is no spiritual power fluctuation here, he thought it was just an ordinary bookstore. So, in order to make meritorious deeds, he had the heart to kill the fan. Unexpectedly, he opened the door of the room where the fan was. Discover. The fan is surrounded by many white flowers. The fan lay on the bed like a god. And here's what's even weirder. Around the white flowers, there's an evil god's breath flowing. Just then, these breaths suddenly poured into the black body frantically. In the next second, his body began to convulse violently. And he closes the door, staggering down the stairs. At this moment, he seemed to have changed into a different person. Colleague. His mouth still says that Lord Ao is your faithful servant. I will eliminate all threats to your existence. He found the Ghost Queen waiting outside the door. They launched a sneak attack. Throws out 2 forks and nails the ghost dragon to the wall. Although I don't know why the shadow betrayed me. But now we must fight back. As a powerful wizard, he held out his other hand. He used fire on the shadow. Intense flames instantly drowned the black shadow. Just when he thought the shadow must die, the shadow suddenly turned into a huge monster. At this time, the ghost dragon was completely panicked. He took it as a warning from the bookstore owner. Soon the ghost dragon turned into a corpse and lay on the ground. His surroundings. It also became a scene like the fan's house, and he had a white flower in his mouth. And the next day, after communicating with the woman, the fan woke up from his dream. When washing up, he sends, in your own mouth, inexplicably, there are 8 more teeth. He thought he was sick and wasn't there, and he had no idea. 40 teeth in Buddhism means supreme existence. Just then, a little girl walked into the bookstore. He is Ivy of the Brilliant Night Scar. It turned out that after the knife went back yesterday, it's a protected area. But it aroused Aiwei's doubts. He wanted to come to the store to find out, but coming so far. But when I arrived, I found that it was just an ordinary bookstore. He thought his father must have made a mistake. He wanted to be the fan for a while, but I can't find a reason to make up. So he proposed arm wrestling with the fan and said that if he lost, I will buy a book from here. You must know that in his eyes, the fan is just an ordinary person. I am a practitioner. How could you possibly lose? And the fan could tell from Ivy's dress. This is a man from a wealthy family to make a fortune, and he agreed to the arm wrestle. But what Amway never expected was the fan won himself without much effort. No matter how many times you try it, the result is the same. However, the fan's next operation, it made him drop his jaw because the fan took out a 3-year college entrance examination from the bookshelf, 5-year model. The man is obviously just an ordinary bookstore owner. But it was regarded as a godlike existence by the bosses of the immortals and demons, because every book a man owns, in their eyes, it can be changed. Supreme Jipu, an ordinary 3-year college entrance examination, 5 leagues. In the eyes of a girl, she becomes the beginning of the world. And he just glanced at it lightly. A golden door appeared in front of him. After pushing it away, the body is even more trapped, in a mysterious space. Here it is. He clearly felt his body being disintegrated. Then a whole new body is formed by the energy. When the girl woke up, she was sweating profusely. The experience just now. Let her have it. You can lose the energy of other practitioners at will. Even among the gods. This ability is also rare. And I just chatted with this man. He gave me this powerful man. What a monster! However, the fan did not know all this. He also thinks, the girl in front of me has been shadowed for 3 years in one shadow. After all, this book is every student's worst nightmare. To discipline girls, the unreasonable behavior towards myself in the previous episode, the fan pretends to be a teacher. Pat the girl on the shoulder and tell him what to do. Don't you like this book? I still have the Honggang test paper here. Would you like to see it? In the eyes of girls, he was obviously threatening himself. If you don't listen to him, may die soon. But if you listen to him, you may be on a road of no return. But now girls have no choice. So he bowed to the Fan Shen and said he would never let you down. Seeing the girl transform so much, the fan secretly thought about the mucosa of the 3-year college entrance examination. You are really the nemesis of all bear children. After packing the bag, he wasn't delusional. A fee of 100 yuan was also charged. The girl left here relieved. I didn't expect it. I just came to see the bookstore my father mentioned. My life has changed so much. Forget it. Let's go home quickly. Then you can study the content of the book carefully. At the same time, Destroyer Wild. I am studying the fan's books. Suddenly, a young man appeared outside his door. Get help. Wild opened the door. I saw the young man lying on the ground. The face is already full of tears because this man was his long-dead lover. It turns out that when Wild was young, adopted an orphan in an orphanage and named him Shi Hao. From then on, he treated Shi Hao as if he had... The relationship between the two is like a father and son. However, one day Wild came back from a trip. It was discovered that his beloved disciple Shi Hao had been assassinated. Only one arm was left at the scene, although he found the dark wizard who killed Shi Hao to take revenge. But his soul and body were not found. None of these two. It's impossible for him to revive the hobby. This means he lost his lover forever. Over the next 10 years, Wild has been living in pain. Although Shi Hao's return this time, Wild was very excited. But he is a destruction-level powerhouse after all. Soon found out. At this time, Shi Hao obviously seemed to have changed into a different person to answer the doubts in my heart. He went to the bookstore and asked for the fan's help. The fan saw that he was in a low mood and remained silent. Guess he must have encountered something sad. He doesn't talk. The fan is also sorry. To resolve an awkward situation, Nirvana wants to tell a little story about the heat field. So he asked Wild, "Have you ever heard the story of the farmer and the snake?" Wild said he had never heard of it. So the fan started to sound. Once upon a time, there was a snake that froze stiff. Will die soon. A passing farmer discovered. Out of pity, the farmer put the snake into his arms. Warm his body. The first thing the snake does when it wakes up, that is, instinctively bite at the farmer's heart. Farmers died as a result. The fan told us this story again. Don't trust others easily. Don't kid yourself. Don't be soft-hearted. Wild listened. Shocked, it seems to be talking about yourself. It turns out that Mr. Lee has already known all this. It reminds me, isn't Shi Haoren a former hobby? Think of this. Wild also let go of a lot of good past. After all, it is impossible to see Wild again. The mood relaxed. The fan still thinks his hot field. Short story telling. The next step is to figure out, why is this lonely old man sad? As far as he knows, Wild has two faces. One went out to work for more than 10 years without a sound. Another one, after finding his biological parents, he turned his face and didn't recognize anyone. Can make Law Wang so sad. Could it be that the first son, Shi Hao, has returned? And most of them came back to divide the property. Think of this. The fan asked if it was the 10th grave. After getting Wild's affirmative answer, the fan reminded him to be careful of this kind of disappearance. Lost a few years and suddenly came back. Don't kid yourself. Don't become the kung fu in the story. Wild turned his back in pain after listening. I just want him to spend more time with me. What's wrong with me? But Shi Hao is no longer what it used to be. Wake up from your dream earlier. Then he stood up and thanked the fan. Then he turned around and left. The hobby at this time is reporting to his current master. His master commanded him, After learning what Wild had learned all his life, just kill it. And they had no idea. Wild, who came back from the fan. No longer confused. When Wild got home, he said to Shihao with a smile on his face, "My good disciple, go get my golden dagger." Obviously a powerhouse who can destroy the sky and the earth, but bow down to the owner of an ordinary bookstore. Just a simple chat. He's about to go home and kill his beloved little apprentice. Even the brilliance of this continent. The big flag is the eldest lady of the top rich family. Listen to what the bookstore owner says. Even the white muse that controls frost and snow. See her as a significant other. This is all because of the bookstore owner. Every book that the fan owns. In their eyes, it's a treasure that can change the world. For example, this Wenzhou dialect is the most difficult to understand in China. In the eyes of all bosses, she becomes the devil's daughter full of strange breath. But the fan was unaware of all this. He also thinks it's your own charisma that causes it all. After all, he has lived in China for more than 20 years. In terms of human sophistication, it can be said to be the use of fire. Wild here, after listening to the fan's little story about the farmer and the snake, I thought it was his will for himself. So Wild went home. Let the beloved apprentice take out the golden dagger, and said he would teach him his best moves. Qihao was very excited after listening to it. But when he turned around, a sinister smile immediately appeared on his face. Because of the task given to him by his master is to learn what Wild learned all his life, then kill it. But I forgot. Unexpectedly, after Wild took the dagger, without hesitation, he stabbed the dagger between his eyebrows.